Couple of very high-profile deaths earlier today, including singer DMX passing this morning and Prince Philip. That one was earlier today. The Duke of Edinburgh, husband of Queen Elizabeth II, father of Prince Charles, and patriarch of a turbulent royal family that he sought to ensure would not be Britain's last. That's how he's being described by the news, and I'm reading that because I follow the royal family to such a small extent that I couldn't have even given his proper titles. That said, he passed away at 99, apparently peacefully. Obviously, regardless of what you think about the royal family in general terms or specifically what they've been up to over the past few years, it's obviously sad for that family. And for whatever reason, it is obviously going to be very hard on a lot of people in the UK who take this very seriously. So, almost every death is a tragedy. I'm not gonna say every death, but almost everyone, including this one, very sad. I'm holding out for a few, so let's just put it out there for the next few years. But anyway, Brett, thoughts?
I mean, he's 99. You got to see the seasons of The Crown about him. So I don't know what more he could want out of life.
I feel like he had a good full life.
Like, let's
probably
compare that.
A pretty easy one, I would say, probably considering the wealth. So
well,
we should all be so lucky.
If you watched every season of The Crown, you'll realize it wasn't always puppy dogs and ice cream for him. It wasn't always roses, John. It's not easy to be the king or queen, the non-king of England. Don't you dare call him a king of England. It's not that easy.
I can only make so many mistakes. So people are taking issue with me referring to DMX as a singer. Look, I mean he does music with his voice. That's
John
what
doesn't do music.
I understand he doesn't
John,
sing.
you're really
I actually like DMX more than most musicians. But anyway,
you're really handling this sad death news really well, John. You're really nailing.
Well, I'm getting heckled by the audience right now. This is one of the downsides of having chat open. But look, obviously it is sad. It is, the royal family has had a lot of stuff in the news recently. It has not been a great period for them. I generally, aside from not wanting needless death, something I'm fairly consistent on, a lot of the negative news I feel like they brought on themselves. That said, I'm sure they have very close feelings towards this individual. So let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things where with DMX, it is very sad. I know this story is about Prince Philip. And yeah, when we compare his experience to that of other, people who have lived in Buckingham Palace in that level of power, like other ones were murdered for the crown. Others had to, existed in a time when it was more than just a ceremonial head of state kind of job. So he lived to be 99. Went through some crazy stuff, witnessed some crazy stuff. In terms of reigns, this is a historically long one for him and his wife.
Yes. Yeah. I'm seeing a comment from Jay Hitchcock. Remind me not to have John do my eulogy. Look, what do you want? You want me to be real and authentic? I don't have a lot to say about Prince Philip specifically. I just don't about any member of the royal family. And I'm not going to. I would say there have been eulogies in the past that I think I did a pretty good job. So feel free to check the archives.
How do you feel about people who, for lack of a better term, really live and die? First of all, do you believe that people in America actually care that much?
Yes, I believe that many do.
So what do you think it is about the royal family that gets people to care this much, John?
I think that almost any group of people that become famous because their lives are dissected are going to accrue some people. And their lives are dramatic enough that you become invested in high profile, glossy weddings, divorces, betrayals. It is effectively a reality show, but it's actually a little bit more real, kind of. I can see that. I don't personally find it interesting in the same way that I don't find families like the Kardashians interesting, but I don't 100% not get it or think that it's totally a waste of time. They are big, rich, powerful people. That is going to draw some interest. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never can wrap my mind around it. I think it's like folks always liked lifestyles of the rich and famous. Totally. They like big, expensive things. Royalty is baked into the way that we condition our young. Like Disney is the world that we use to form our children's minds through story and culture. And there is a castle in the logo. And
that's true.
The version, and I think it's interesting to explore the American dream as it relates to like Cinderella. And Cinderella really seems like an easier route than having, what we bang people over the head with, which is like, no, if you just work hard enough, you'll have that castle and you'll buy it on realtor.com. In this situation, I think that's it. And especially with Meghan kind of revitalizing it. The first glimpse we had was Princess Di kind of getting in there, even though she did like live in a palace before.
Sure.
But with Meghan Markle now, it's like, no, it really is. She really is a Disney princess who got there. I just can't. I can't identify with that instinct, nor can I identify with people who would ever leave it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think, look, how do you become royalty in Disney a long time ago? You Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella, or you rub a lamp. It's this sort of miraculous thing that just sort of happens to you. More recently, how do you become, well, like Moana worked for it. She like got on a boat and she went on an adventure and she actually like that. I'm just saying, I think that culturally, I think it's shifting a little bit. That said, I'm gonna lose Sophie even more soon. So we're gonna move on to our next aspect of this. Look, you want us to be invested in this. This is how Brett and I are invested in this.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.